Kevin Hincks live at the CBOE with our pre-bell playbook. Kevin Hincks, I love it. I feel like we're doing a sports show too. Nvidia here, we talk about yesterday it was Apple in the $4 trillion club, but Nvidia's got its own club.
Yeah, exactly. So we're looking at $5 trillion. I've done the math, Nicole. If you divide $5 trillion by 24,347,000,000 shares, it comes out to $205.36 a share. That, if my calculation is right, and if all the numbers line up, that is where Nvidia needs to close today to be above $5 trillion. So that's off the float on the Thinkorswim platform versus $5 trillion. So 205.36 is the number that everyone should write down. President Trump's going to be talking about chips today, I'm sure, with China over the next couple days. I'm sure part of the negotiations will be NVIDIA chips. So NVIDIA will be definitely in the spotlight the next couple days, Nicole.
Yeah, that's a big one. I wrote 205.36. Got it. Look, it's a big deal here as we see, and we saw most of the other names here higher as well. For the most part, I think Broadcom had a down arrow, but most of the other chip names were higher this morning. And of course, we've just seen an incredible run for chips. Today is also Fed Day. We'll have a special show, the watch list at 2 p.m. Eastern time with me and everybody else on our team. But Jerome Powell will be speaking, so we'll be listening. What are you listening for this afternoon?
2 p.m. Eastern decision, 2:30 Eastern press conference. The question is, what can he say, right? We know there's about an above 85% chance of a December cut. That's in the market right now. You know he's going to cut 25 basis points today. Anything more than that would surprise the market. But is he going to say a lot with a government shutdown and not a lot of economic data for him to work with? I expect Jerome Powell to be not very transparent on his moves going forward. And I expect him to say, well, we don't have the data, right? We need more data. We need to find out. So I think it's going to be a little tricky. I think the markets could come away from this press conference a little bit frustrated with Jerome Powell's inability or unwillingness to make any definitive statements going forward, because government's not open and he's not getting all the data he wants. Maybe he'll focus on the CPI data that we got last Friday, and that was favorable for overall interest rates. The other thing you can watch is, do they end or do they talk about or discuss the runoff of the balance sheet? That's another interesting topic that he could talk about today. So I'm watching for that as well, Nicole, but this could be a frustrating day. We may not get as much information as we'd like to get, Nicole.
I wonder if he thinks it's so frustration. Maybe he feels it's a pass. He finally has the right to say, well, we don't have enough data, so we have to wait and see. It'll be very interesting. So we'll watch for that at 2 p.m. I think you did a great summation. And of course, the balance sheet looks like they may be done with that. So we'll listen for that as well. We'll have Google, Alphabet, Microsoft, and Meta. And then after that, tomorrow, Amazon and Apple. What are you watching for? Mega cap tech in focus.
Yeah, I think when you look at these three, remember, the next 2 days, we're going to get 5 of the Magnificent 7 names. And here's the thing. I've got the numbers. Meta Platform. These are all numbers, Nicole, in the last 6 months. Meta Platform up 35%. Microsoft, 37%. Google Alphabet, 67% in the last 6 months. The S&P up 23.9%, and the NASDAQ up 33%, all in the last 6 months. So the bar is going to be pretty high for these names, right? They're going to have to come out with a lot of good news to hold these levels. Will they? Probably. Google Alphabet coming off, they're done with all the scrutiny by the Justice Department, so that might be a good story for them to come out with. But boy, the bar is going to be high for these earnings with the percentage moves that these stocks have made. We'll see after the bell. It's going to be a good one, Nicole.
Oh, I am revved up. I am so ready for this. And I just love that folks are feeling pretty good about their 401ks and IRAs when you see the record highs that we've been seeing for the market. Thank you so much. Great to see you, Kevin Hincks.